Hello, welcome to Perspectives 33B. Different takes on the same matter. How does a recruiter actually select and pick a good candidate for a products or marketing role? To understand that question through fictional examples, we are here today sitting down with the VP of Product and Marketing from a global consumer goods giant. He's got the credentials to back it up, an MBA in marketing and specialized degrees in digital packaging and innovation. With over 13 years in the game across some of the biggest names in the industry, he knows exactly what moves the needle. So let's get into it. How do you choose the right person for a product or marketing gig? First off, it's great to be here. Let's get to the first example of answer, the corporate standard response. We're talking about product and marketing, two areas that live and breathe alongside. For both, you need to be a top-tier communicator, someone creative, competitive, and hungry. If you love staying in your comfort zone, this isn't for you. You always have to be pushing for more. On the technical side, obviously, you need the toolkit, concepts, frameworks, and people management. But in marketing and products, you also need to be someone people actually want to work with. You need that persuasive edge to get others on board with your vision, but without being a dictator. You've got to be a good listener who can pivot on a dime, incorporating new ideas while having the backbone and the tact to say no when a suggestion doesn't fit the strategy. A killer product or marketing candidate has to be analytical. You need to look at numbers and translate them into concrete action. This isn't a world of gut feelings or guesswork. Decisions have to be backed by hard data and market trends. You look at the data for inspiration, and when you have a bold idea, you find the metrics to back it up. People always point to Steve Jobs or Zuckerberg and say, oh, they built stuff people didn't even know they wanted. But hold on, they tapped into the deep intrinsic human need for connection and validation. You need that level of empathy to get inside your customer's head and turn their desires into products they can't live without. And let's be real, likes don't pay the bills. People actually have to be willing to open their wallets for what you're selling. The best candidates for products and marketing are the ones who bring out that infectious energy, that trailblazer attitude. They're usually the type who stay sharp mentally and physically. They're often into sports and they thrive in social settings. They've always got the next 3 moves mapped out. When they talk about a project, they'll sell it like it's the best thing since sliced bread. Finally, they have a massive sense of urgency. They know when to pull the trigger and launch, even if it's not 100% perfect. It's all about timing and staying on the hunt for opportunities 24/7. Okay, so what will be the second example of answer? We're gonna call it the sincere response. Look, to be totally honest and sincere, a solid candidate for product or marketing is usually the person who walks into a party and wants to be the life of it. We're not looking for the type who hangs back, fills out the room, and slowly mingles. The ideal profile is someone who actually likes the spotlight. I'm not saying that in a bad way, obviously. It's just that some people love being the center of attention and others don't. One isn't better than the other, but one is definitely a better fit for this role. You can't be afraid or embarrassed to be the main topic of conversation. And don't mix that up with being selfish. It's about having the guts to take risks, be creative, and own the stage. In products or marketing, there's a massive amount of responsibility that comes with being on the front lines of the company. Honestly, people that are good fit for products and marketing are usually the kind of people everyone wants to be. What's the third example of answer? We're gonna call it the ideal world response. In an ideal world, the ideal product or marketing candidate is the one who ends up on the front page of the news, but they never forget the people who helped them get there. The world needs all kinds of personalities, but the best candidates for these roles are the ones with the genuine fire to change the world and leave their mark on history. The difference is they do it with ethics. Being competitive and ambition doesn't mean you have to check out your empathy, charisma, or kindness at the door. In this ideal scenario, you're a leader who isn't just effective, but someone who is fair, grounded, and actually does right by their team. In an ideal world, it's about having the main character energy while still being a decent human being. Okay, today we saw 3 types of different responses for the same question. Remember, there are no absolute truths, and people may have different points of view from yours. Always consider that they may exist alternative takes on the same matter. This will hopefully help you navigate more open-mindedly through life. Knowledge always makes us grow. We never should stop learning. Think about it.